For the sport of triathlon, these 2020 Olympic Games in Tokyo are going to be one of the most special that we've had. And that's not because it is only the 6th time that 2 new champions have been crowned. No, it is because there has been a brand new addition to the racing schedule, and that is the mixed team relay. Now, this thrilling new racing format is sure to be one of the most fast and furious in the games, full stop, and it's going to bring an as yet unseen level of excitement for both the athletes and spectators alike. But what is the team relay and how does it work? Well, to walk you through those questions and more besides, I'm here to give you the rundown on everything that you need to know ahead of race day. So the mixed team relay involves 2 male and 2 female athletes from each country, each racing their own individual mini triathlon. And they will be doing so over the same draft legal racing format as in the individual races. And the distances involved are roughly a 300-metre swim, an 8-kilometre bike and a 2-kilometre run, although these can vary slightly from course to course. The format is female, male, female, male, with each athlete handing over to the next, ensuring a dynamic and constantly changing spectacle for both the spectators and the viewers at home. And each race is roughly about 20 minutes in total, and the whole event will be done and dusted in well under 90 minutes in total. So let's have a look at the eligibility for this event. Each qualified nation can only field 1 team in the relay, so provided they have qualified 2 males and 2 females for the individual race, they will have their own spot on the start line. So there are 16 teams that have managed this, plus the host nation who also get a spot, meaning there will be a total of 17 teams on the start line for Tokyo. Now, the athletes who are racing in the mixed relay must have been selected prior for the individual races. So that means that, in theory, there's no ability for national federations to select athletes solely based on their ability for the mixed relay. And this is based on the fact that the number of athletes in the Olympic Village must be capped at the 55 male and the 55 female athletes who have been selected for those individual races. So this undoubtedly means that there will have been an impact for certain selection policies within national federations to ensure that they're picking the right type of athletes. If, for instance, you're an athlete with a particular skill set for these types of fast and furious races, there's a good chance that you might have gotten the nod over somebody who's a bit more suited to the standard Olympic distance. So the mixed team relay is the most recent addition to the World Triathlon series of events, and it made its World Championship debut at Des Moines in 2009, where the Swiss team were crowned the inaugural champions. And since 2013, the World Championships has annually been hosted by the Hamburg World Triathlon Series event, where generally there are huge crowds lining the streets for the athletes to race in front of. Now, since those early beginnings, the mixed relay has gone on to be represented in major games, with a debut happening at the Glasgow 2014 Commonwealth Games, and it also made an appearance at the Asian Games that same year. And this is largely credited as being a help in making that step forward into it being included into the Olympic programme, which was announced in 2017 ahead of these 2020 Games. So by 2018, the relay series had expanded to 3 events in conjunction with the individual race series. And this paved the way to allow national federations to start accumulating Olympic qualification points, especially when the series was then increased to become a 5-race series the following year in 2019. And this then became known as the Mixed Relay World Series. By this point, Hamburg had well and truly become established as the World Championship venue, as had France established themselves as the dominant team on the racecourse. So as I mentioned already, the Swiss were the winners at that inaugural event in 2009, and indeed they actually defended their title the following year. And then there was 3 out of 4 wins for the British team until 2014, and they were largely the team to beat. And in the following years there was a trio of countries, the Americans, Australians and the Germans, who each won a solitary title apiece. However, since then, it is the French who have firmly grasped the top step of that World Championship podium. In fact, in 2018, they won. They have then since become undefeated. In 2019, they won that inaugural Tour Series. They also won that Olympic test event in the same year. So it would be a braver person than I on that run of form to bet against the French, managing to claim a historic gold medal in the first ever mixed relay team event. So let's have a quick look at how these racing dynamics can unfold and try and unpick how the winning moves might manifest on race day. Now, as with relay races and other sports like athletics on the track or swimming in the pool, tactics can have a significant impact on how a relay race can unfold. Who do you send off first? Do you perhaps front load your team with your strongest female and male athletes in the hope that you can hang on for the second half? Or rather, do you reverse that process and back end your quartet in the hope that you can do some damage as other teams might fade? So the first leg of these mixed relay team races is in essence exactly the same as we're used to seeing on the individual races. So we're going to have all 17 females lining up on the pontoon and starting from a regular dive as we're used to seeing. And then the racing dynamics will unfold in much the way as we're used to seeing in the more traditional longer sprint and Olympic distance races. A pack will form on the bike, and then things will stretch out a bit on the run. But because these race distances are that much shorter, there's a heightened importance placed on transitions, those being fast and clean, because at this level, absolutely every second counts. Now, leg 2 of the race can often be visually very similar with small bunches of men coming together. But this is equally an opportunity for small gaps to open and teams to start to forge race-winning moves, which usually, but not always, get capitalized on during the third leg, which is where you can have a very strong rider start to be able to push on and perhaps even lock a race-winning lead away, or alternatively use that strength to carve back through the field and make up some substantial time, because this third leg can often start to resemble a non-drafting format of race. But almost always the teams who back themselves to be in the hunt to win a medal will be putting their strongest and fastest runner on the anchor leg. So don't be surprised to see the likes of Alex Yee, Morgan Pearson, Vincent Louis, Jacob Birtwistle, or even Hayden Wild all battling it out during this final fourth leg. Now, like I said earlier, this type of racing is fast and furious, and the smallest of margins can make all the difference. Leads can change very quickly, and it always seems like it's in a constant state of flux, and that will be the case all the way to the line. Now, there's no doubt that the drama and excitement associated with the mixed relay event makes it a fascinating addition to the sport of triathlon. And it will be, in my mind, an unmissable event come the Olympic debut on July the 31st. Now, I know I will be glued to my TV screens, and I hope you guys will be too. So I hope this video has been useful and you've enjoyed it, so please give it a like and hit that thumb up button. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel and see all the other videos that we have made here so that you don't miss any more content either.